Hello, Delaware Food Pharmacy families. Thank you for joining us for another Dash Diet video. My name is Shannon and I'm a registered diet technician and chef. Let's get started. Potatoes. Potatoes are an excellent source of vitamin C, fiber, and potassium. They are also incredibly versatile and delicious. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into some of the varieties of potatoes. Today we have several different kinds of potatoes to share. There are actually over 3,000 varieties and they originated from South America. Unlike many other foods, potatoes can be grown at high altitudes and they did become a staple of the indigenous people living in the mountains. Today we have russet, which is your standard sort of Idaho potato, which you would make generally French fries out of, but you could slice to make the scallop potatoes, or you can even cut down to make French fries. We have the Yukon Golds, and Yukons are really, look, it looks like it has a Y on it. Oh my goodness, that's absolutely wild. For Yukon, I'm sure. These are your go-to standard. If you're not sure what potato to use, you can always use a Yukon and it will work for mashed, for roasted, for potato pancakes. You can use this potato. Now, some of the different varieties of things that people may not see as much are the purple potato. And I'm going to cut it open a little bit so you can actually see, because right now it doesn't look super purpley. It looks a little bit more dirty purple, but inside they're a really nice color and they're great for roasted potatoes to put on salads. You can even do them boiled or with soups or stews. And we have our Red Bliss. Red Bliss, again, are a staple for salads. They're pretty. They have a nice color. When they get roasted, it really brightens up. And they can also be used with the skin on, because it's a much thinner skin, for mashed potatoes, as well as your potato pancakes spliced into anything else. And the sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes and yams are actually pretty much the same in the grocery store in this country. If you go to other countries, they will be different, but all of your sweet potatoes or yams here look like this, and they're kind of the orange inside. One of the things about sweet potatoes that I've learned is that I love sweet mashed potatoes, but it can get a little runny on the plate. So if you're using sweet mashed potatoes, what you can do to thicken it is actually add like one of your russets or one of your Yukons, and it will thicken it up so it doesn't have that like ring of water on the plate. So when I was at the market, I did get a medley of baby potatoes. And this is actually a baby bliss. So they're like adorable. And you can roast these whole. This is a baby Yukon. And they're great for like with roasts, in soups, even just cut down for roasting, but most of the time they're left whole. The purple potatoes actually came in this combination, but I wanted to show you what they look like on the inside. So like everything, I try to keep my thumb on this side and push forward. And just wanted to show you how pretty they are on the inside, how very purpley pretty they are on the inside. And again, you can cut these up to roast them with other vegetables, maybe even some sweets and some Yukons, and it looks like a rainbow of potatoes on your plate. It's really, really neat. Okay. The next thing I wanted to show you, let me wipe off it does get purple, so we'll wipe that off from here, are the standard russet, which is like the Idaho potato. And again, it doesn't matter if it has like dents or dings, because, well, we all have dents or dings and that doesn't make us bad. And in the case of potatoes, it really doesn't matter at all. So if you're going to use this for the French fries, you can leave the skin on or you can use a peeler to peel it off. It doesn't matter. But like anything, we just like to have sort of that flat base going. And depending on the thickness or thinness that you want them, you're going to just make nice, even, long strips. Okay. And then you could bake these in the oven, toss them in olive oil, put on a little cayenne, flavor them up any which way that you would like. And they kind of look like a French fry. I could make them look more like one if I took the time. Okay. And the last thing I wanted to show you for this, put this back in here, are a way to kind of make hash browns or potato pancakes even. And you could use any one of these. I'm going to use the red potato. Again, I like the color of it. And you would mix this with flour, probably a little bit of egg, maybe some onion to add more flavor. But you can honestly just use a cheese grater. And you don't need a food processor. Generally, I try to put something under it so it doesn't so I don't make a big mess, but I push it up against something, okay? So in this case, I have things here, and then I can put it down. I can use the bigger side, or I can use the smaller side. Doesn't really matter. And push it forward. Watch your hands, anything sharp. And they come out kind of like that, or grated like that. I think the bigger one would probably go better. So we can do it down here, push it forward. That's better. They look like nice strips. And sometimes people have those cheese graters that like stand up on their own, and those you can just put right up and kind of like push right down into it like this too. Just always want to be mindful of your hands and what you're doing. Potatoes will quickly oxidize. And what that means is that they turn brown, like kind of as soon as they hit the oxygen. So a good way, if you are preparing for, I don't know, maybe a brunch or even like Thanksgiving with mashed potatoes, you can peel them the night before and then just let them sit in water so that they don't oxidize and get super brown. And then you have like nice looking potatoes. Okay. So this is kind of what we're looking for either hash browns or potato pancakes. All right. Potatoes are great. Mashed, roasted, fried, hash browns, potato pancakes, even to thicken soups for like chowders. One of the things we'll be doing soon in our videos is making some roasted potatoes to go with an oven frittata. And I'm just going to show you quickly how I would cut that down. The big thing with roasted potatoes is that that's right, you want to make them cut somewhat evenly so that you don't have some that are raw and some that are super like burnt. With your potatoes, again, try to get it flat. You're going to cut it into somewhat of even slices as best you can. And then again, I try to just to really work with the flat base and keep it consistent on the pushing forward. And I did sort of like 6 pieces, so I'll stay with that idea and in my mind, I'll stay 6 pieces so that way I keep everything somewhat consistent. And then we'll put them in our bowl, which I have a little bit of water in, so again, they don't oxidize. And eventually we'll throw in some olive oil, perhaps some cayenne and seasonings to roast them up. Thanks again for joining us today. I hope it was helpful. In our next video, we'll be learning about eggs, a great partner for potatoes. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to your care team at Christiana.